Steph and White. Coach, what'd you like most about the way your team played in that first?
I like the way we answered their run. I like the way we came out and we shot with confidence. We missed some early and we stuck with it.
How about defensively? You seem to have pretty good energy on that end of the floor.
Yeah, we've had really good energy, but we can't have lapses in our coverages. Missed a couple, gave Sabrina an open look, a little bit of lapses on our on-ball screen coverage, so we got to be tighter there.
All right, thanks a lot, Stephanie. We appreciate it. Good battle here, and Lexi Hull comes up with a steal, and Sydney Colson able to save it, but just to Talbot. And then Colson comes back. How about 2 steals from Colson in a matter of 7 seconds? There's that activity defensively from Indiana. 7 turnovers from the Liberty. Here's Hull, 8 to shoot. Directing traffic. Bouncing out. Duntis with 1 to shoot. Puts it up. Got it on the rim, nothing more. Jones the rebound. After missing the last 9 games. Donquo Jones back for New York. Here's Cloud. Jones has the position. On the reverse, couldn't quite spin it in. Here comes Cunningham, who slid back into the starting lineup today. Hull short on a 3. Hull came off the bench in this one.
The luxury, your 6'6" center and the ability to bring the ball up the floor and initiate the offense.
Here's Burke. Burke up under and in. Kennedy Burke with a nice finish.
Been so impressed with her over the course of the last few games as the New York Liberty force a turnover there with Kennedy Burke, and not just taking the threes, but her ability to get inside, use her footwork to...
Stewart leaning and hitting. Brianna Stewart, who had a huge game last Wednesday against Indiana, at 24 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists, and 4 blocks.
And in that game, most of her points came from right around the restricted area. Indiana just could not keep Brianna Stewart in front of them, and we get a chance to see here. This time it's off of a cut. Catches the ball going towards the basket and then just gets inside, elevates, finishes with a high release.
Second foul on Natasha Cloud. You know, I thought Holly brought up a really interesting thing in the makeup room where most of our great conversations happen before the game. And she was just talking about the old guard of transcendent stars who have retired over the last few years, right? Sue Bird, Maya Moore officially, Sylvia Fowles, Diana Taurasi, Candace Parker. As Johannes hits the 3, and how the new age, even though they're still young, is led by Brianna Stewart, Asia Wilson. Right now, it's the Liberty who are on a 7-0 run. The Hopper, the Hall of Famer, made the second ever 3. Oh, Johannes. You want to see that second 3, Rebecca? How about it?
I do. I want
Here
to
we
see
go.
The
audience would have never known. You're too honest.
I tried to make it. It was a bet with one of my teammates.
That was a shot that Gino had you working on, the bank in corner 3.
Yes, I'm so glad I finally got to use that.
Yes. I love it when the Aflac trivia just comes together like that. Pure poetry. Mitchell, oh my goodness, what a gorgeous dance from Kelsey Mitchell.
She is just incredible. Her quickness and lateral mobility is ridiculous.
Cloud finds Jones, got bumped. Gets it back. Fighting through a lot of contact again. No whistle. Here's Mitchell. Mitchell a three. That one's off. Jones had it deflected by Cunningham, but Stewart in the open floor. Cloud will drive it and fillet it in. Beautiful take there from Natasha Cloud. Here's Boston. Nice action there with Cunningham. Couldn't finish it. Jones able to knock it away. The flick ahead to Cloud. Bullet pass to Stewart. Needed a catcher's mitt for that one. And a whistle.
How many fouls has Jonquel Jones drawn here? And we're going to go back to that drive by Kelsey Mitchell. If they ever decide in the WNBA All-Star...
But they are going to look at this to see if it was late. It looks like it was on time. You know what she reminds me of in those moments?
What does she remind you of?
Someone who's in the crowd tonight. John Turturro in Mr. Deeds. Sneaky, sneaky. You know, when I see Kelsey Mitchell, right, John? Wouldn't you agree? Sneaky, sneaky for Kelsey Mitchell. Mr. Deeds, maybe a deep cut, you know, for some. One of the best Adam Sandler movies of all time, in my opinion.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, you have to see it. It's a great plane movie for you. Responses tonight from Indiana after these New York runs. And timeout taken by Sandy Brondello. And clockers.
You know how I would describe every one of those celebrities, but especially Sue Bird and Megan Rapinoe?
How?
Good time. They're just a good time.
A great time.
Yeah.
I don't know that there was a more fun person to hang out with on All-Star Weekend than Megan Rapinoe. Here's Boston pivoting inside. Couldn't finish it the first time. Harrison able to secure the rebound. Threw it into trouble, but Beavish grabs it. Here's Cloud cupping it up and off. McDonald off to Cunningham. Catch, fire, and it's hit from three. Indiana back in front.
How about how well Sophie Cunningham has been playing over the course of the last couple of weeks? She has really found her shot, especially when they go with the small lineup. They're not in it now, but she's really helped spread the floor for Indiana.
Ionescu around and off. Those last 4 games before the All-Star break, Cunningham averaged 13 points, 10 of 19 from 3. She's 2 for 4 tonight. Beaver on an 11-2 run after New York started the quarter on a 7-0 run, and a foul here against Beavish.
Sophie Cunningham running the lanes, spacing out on the left side, and just gets her feet set so quickly, and a quick trigger as well.
Holly?
Well, guys, you notice Sophie Cunningham wearing that heavy brace on her right ankle. Early in the season, she twisted her ankle 2 separate times. We're starting to see what they anticipated she could be for this lineup if that ankle sprain had not kept her out early in the season.
Yeah, that's such a great point, Holly, because we see players who come back. It doesn't mean they're 100%. We've seen that with Caitman as well throughout this season as Harrison lays it in.
Harrison has brought great minutes on both ends of the floor here in the first half.
Mitchell with the answer from deep. We saw that from Izzy Harrison in that game last Wednesday as well. Played some really good minutes against Indiana. Cunningham comes up with a steal. It looked like she was getting tackled, but it'll be a jump ball. And now right on cue, Cunningham coming out of there a little bit banged up.
Indiana Fever trying to get her out. Right there on the ankle.
You see Cunningham still limping around as she got to Stewart. Now trying to get back to her. Stewart, this is the three. She has not shot it well from three this season. Been the one unusual part of her game. Good look from McDonald into Howard. And Indiana with its largest lead.
Howard doing a great job to hold the seal on one end, and then Kennedy Burke the same on the other. They have the mismatch with a smaller guard on them defensively. That's what you're supposed to do.
Here's Mitchell again blasting to the cup and gets the whistle.
You don't.
Such great advice for all the young people out there. Let's take a look at the upcoming WNBA national TV schedule. Tomorrow night on CBS Sportsnet, it's Atlanta and Phoenix at 10 Eastern. Thursday on Prime Video. Vegas and Indiana at 7. Friday on Ion, Phoenix and New York, 7:30, followed by Dallas, Golden State. For more on these games, please go to WNBA.com or visit the WNBA app. We have a second game of our doubleheader here tonight on ESPN with Atlanta and Vegas.
Man, Asia Wilson, the last couple of games, has been on one.
And Vegas is a team that still feels like there's a run in there rather than just dancing with 500. Beavish, try to force it in. Howard on the steal. Harrison takes it back and lays it in. 2 minutes to go in this first half, of 40-38. Indiana lead.
And Izzy Harrison's minutes are even more valuable when Niara Sabally not playing today due to rest.
McDonald forces it in, plus the foul. That's a strong take from Mary McDonald.
Indiana has...
There still is no further update. She remains day to day with that right groin tweak. Was meeting with different specialists and doctors today, and Stephanie White telling us a plan was being formulated, but that had not been officially decided upon yet. Obviously, Indiana and the league can't wait to get her back on the floor. Ionescu missed it right and long. Now, one thing we've seen with Caitlin consistently, though, Rebecca, is even in the game she doesn't play, she is out signing autographs. We actually had Fisher, one of our tape ops, we didn't have him, he just did this, counted the amount of autographs. She signed. Here is Boston. Cross court, Mitchell fires. You bet! On a three. Indiana has opened up an 8-point lead. And a timeout taken by New York. Kelsey Mitchell is cooking. 14 for the All-Star guard.
Kelsey Mitchell moving into rare air, just the fourth player in WNBA history with more than 50 three-pointers made in each of her first 8 seasons. Look at the names, Diana, Maya, Katie. This is royalty, but there's a reason that she's a little bit different in the last 2 seasons. You've noticed her frame has slimmed down. She's moving quicker, cutting quicker, like we saw in that previous play. She has started training with a football trainer who is having her do backpedaling, quick cuts, much like a defensive back would. And if you watch her play on the court, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, that's what's different. The way she cuts and moves off the ball. She's a little DB out here. I think the Colts need to sign her to some action.
I thought it was really interesting, too, during All-Star Weekend when we spoke with Caitlin during the broadcast. And she talked about, just how happy she was for Kelsey, who'd been with the organization so long, and to have this weekend. I mean, you look at Kelsey Mitchell's career, she stuck it out through some really difficult years with the Fever, where they were in a historically long playoff drought, and has now become a critical piece to a team that is looking to punch its ticket to the playoffs for a second straight year, and obviously has aspirations beyond that.
And not only the playoff drought, but they were playing in varied locations as
Yeah.
Beach Fieldhouse was being renovated. Like, those were some tough years for the Indiana Fever, and it's great to see people recognizing the excellence that Kelsey Mitchell brings to the table.
46-40, Indiana in front. Mitchell has 10 points in this quarter. Sabrina Ionescu, Jonquel Jones struggling tonight, 2 for 14 combined. Here's Howard, 2-for-1 opportunity for the Fever. Howard got blocked by Stewart, and then Stewart just got smashed to the court by Natasha Howard, her former teammate.
Brandon Stewart plays terrific defense, just stays straight up. And Howard isn't even looking at Stewie. She's trying to pursue the basketball. Doesn't even, like, you know, recognize that Stewart is right there and runs right through her.
She actually fouled Stewart into a 2-for-1, though, because with Indiana over the limit, Stewart goes right to the free throw line. I want to go back to that conversation we were having before in a moment, but the WNBA thanks its changemaker partners, Ally, AT&T, CarMax, Deloitte, Google, and Nike for their unparalleled support and dedication toward uplifting the league and WNBA players. That was about the change, Maya and Sylvia. And think about it now, if you were going to say, okay, who are those, you know, tenured faces of the league? You know, the first people you'd mention would be Breanna Stewart and Asia Wilson. Alyssa Thomas as well would be in there as a perennial all-star type, right? But you know, what's so interesting is we're not talking about players towards the end of their careers. You know, Stewie's 30, Asia's 28. That's what's so amazing about this moment for the league and moving forward.
Great defensive stop that time by Sabrina Ionescu, hitting the ball off of Indiana, getting New York one more possession.
Here comes Stewart. 6 seconds to operate. Lost the handle. Mitchell on the steal. 2 seconds left. Mitchell at the horn. Can't get it to go. And that will do it for the first half. Indiana, a 46-42 lead over New York.